Welcome to the EmpowerElle podcast. I'm your host, Vero, and I'm so excited to have you join me on this journey of empowerment and growth. This podcast is designed for ambitious, high-achieving women who are ready to break free from overwhelm and step into their power. Together, we'll explore practical strategies, share inspiring stories, and hear from experts who can help you navigate the challenges of balancing ambition and well-being. Whether you're looking to cultivate confidence, transform your mindset, enhance your leadership skills, or find harmony in your life, this is the place for you. Let's dive in. Welcome to the EmpowerElle podcast. I'm so glad that you're here to learn about something that could shift the way that you lead and live. Today's conversation is all about how to build an integrated life that feels aligned with your values. So take a deep breath and let's dive in. I think so many of us have been told that the answer is work-life balance. But I don't actually believe in the word balance because it feels like a scale. Your career on one side and your personal life on the other, and you're constantly trying to not tip too far one way and to find the perfect balance to keep the scale from tipping over. The problem is that picture is not realistic and it creates guilt. No matter what you're doing, you feel like you're neglecting something else. What I've learned and what I'll share with you today is that what we really need isn't balance, it's integration. It's a way of living where your values guide you and your goals support each other. And you don't feel like you're splitting yourself into different versions just to get through the week. So let's define it. An integrated life is not about equal hours or perfect balance. It's about alignment. It's asking, do my goals reflect what I actually care about? So reassess your goals. Do they truly represent what is important to you in this season of life? Will achieving those goals improve your life in a significant way? Is it really worth it? Should you tweak or adjust the goal, or maybe completely scrap it because you've been chasing it for outside acceptance and it's not what you want at all? It's also about asking, does the way I spend my time reflect my values? If I was to look at your calendar and see where you spend your time, would it represent your values? What is most important to you? Where you want to be spending your time? If your time does not reflect your values, then either they're not truly your values or you're not prioritizing them. You might say that you don't have enough time, but we make time for our priorities. Either way, it's important to reflect on that and make some adjustments. And it's also about asking yourself, does my personal and professional worlds support each other instead of pull me apart? If you're an ambitious woman, you definitely want to feel fulfilled in both areas of your life. And that can be really difficult if you feel like they're competing against each other. I want you to know that it's possible to have your professional life and your personal life work together and not against each other. But it doesn't happen on its own. You need to be intentional. you need to know what you want. And you need to have conversations and boundaries and to be efficient with your time and do it all with alignment. When life is integrated, there's less tension between who you are at work, at home, and within yourself. You get to show up as one whole person everywhere. I have always said that we are just one human and we are impacted by all aspects of our lives. If something traumatic has happened in your personal life, you cannot expect to go to work and be completely unimpacted and be perfectly productive. That's just not how humans work. I want to touch on the fact that integration can look very different in the multiple seasons of life. If you're currently building a business and have no kids, then you might be in a period of hustle where most of your time is spent on your business. But your goals and your vision reflect that, and that's okay as long as it's temporary. If you're a new mom, your focus will solely be on keeping yourself and the baby alive, and that is a full-time job, and that's okay too. If you're a career woman and your kids' sports are really important to you, integration might look like leaving work during typical work hours to catch the game and then logging back in the evening to finish a task. All of those are okay, and all of those are different ways of living an integrated life. The important thing is that you and the people around you know which season of life you're in, what you're prioritizing, and how you're achieving work-life integration. This is what creates peace and gives you energy and confidence. So if integration feels so freeing, why don't we live this way naturally? There's 4 reasons that I want to share with you. The first is external expectations. We follow the shoulds that have been handed to us. What a good leader should be, a good partner, a good mother should look like. We have these images in our heads and these beliefs that have been given to us that we're trying to chase. And these beliefs were never ours to begin with. So take some time to reflect on what you're doing and if you're doing it because you feel like you should. Ask yourself if that's really your belief or if it's something that was given to you that you no longer need. I know that I have spent all of my career chasing external expectations. I have chased prestige and promotions and titles because I was told that I was a smart person who could do whatever they wanted and that I could be successful and that success meant a good job and a good title and a good career. And there was never any talks about actually being happy and enjoying what you do. So I never chased those things. But those were never my beliefs. They were beliefs that were given to me. Another reason is success at all costs. So we chase career goals that don't actually feel like ours, and it leaves us drained. This again comes back to knowing your vision and your values and having goals that align with that. If you're chasing something, you want to make sure that it's something worth chasing. I am so passionate about this because if what you're trying to achieve is misaligned, you won't feel better once you get it. You won't feel accomplished or fulfilled or successful. because it was never meant for you to begin with. And that is not a life that is worth living, in my opinion. Another reason is, this is so hard to say as someone who is French, compartmentalization. I feel like I did a pretty good job. So what that means is that we put on different masks depending on the role that we're in, instead of bringing our whole selves everywhere we go. If you don't enjoy what you're doing, you might find yourself doing this so that you can get through it and not let it bleed into other areas of your life. But when everything is aligned and integrated, you should be able to feel like and be yourself anywhere you are, no matter what you're doing. If you feel the need to compartmentalize and put on a mask, maybe you should reflect on whether something is not aligned. And the last reason I want to share with you today is neglecting your values. We've never paused to ask what really matters to us. I know I hadn't until everything came crashing down. So we climb ladders that are leaning against the wrong wall. And this comes back to the second point of making sure that what you're doing is aligned with your vision and your values. I know for me, before I discovered the idea of integration, I thought that success meant constant hustle and climbing the ladder and achieving. But I ended up feeling like two different people. The achiever at work, who was putting on a brave and confident face, and then I was an exhausted, disconnected version of me at home. So integration really came when I finally stopped asking what's expected of me and started asking what actually matters to me. The foundation of an integrated life is knowing your values. And your values are like your compass. They point you back to alignment when life feels scattered. Some common values might be growth, family, wellness, creativity, impact, freedom. And yours might be something completely different. But I encourage you to listen to the following questions and then pause me and take some time to reflect and journal on them so that you can determine your values. You might also want to grab my free resource that is called the Clarity Compass, that is all about identifying your values, determining your vision, and creating an aligned life. You can visit my Instagram at EmpowerElle or my website, EmpowerElle.ca, to get your hands on it. So here are the reflection questions. Write down the moments when you felt most fulfilled. What was present? Number 2, write down the moments when you felt most drained and what was missing. And then 3, look for the themes. Those are your values that are speaking to you. And once you're clear on your values, you can start making decisions that feel aligned. What to say yes to, what to say no to, becomes so much easier. And you can design goals that don't pull you in opposite directions. Here are some strategies to build an integrated life that you can use right away. So the first is to align your goals with your values. Don't just set goals based on outside pressure. Ask yourself, does this reflect what I care about most? If not, it's not your goal. When you're unsure about a goal or a decision, and you evaluate it based on your values, it should become really clear. Your goals should make sense with your values. and not be based on what you think is expected of you. It should bring you closer to the vision that you have of your life. Number 2 is this: design rhythms and not rigid schedules. So instead of striving for equal hours, create rhythms. For example, mornings might be for your well-being, afternoons for deep work, and evenings for your family. It's really whatever works for you. But flexibility is key. But the rhythm keeps you grounded. You might have to try different ways before you find out what works best for you. But you'll never know unless you try. So the first step is to do something, anything different that you think will bring joy, alignment, and integration into your day. And then reflect and adjust and go from there. Number 3 is to practice boundaries that protect both worlds. So boundaries are not walls. They're bridges that allow you to show up fully where you are. Saying no to one thing creates space for something that matters more. So you'll need to have boundaries in both aspects of your life for this to work. And those will have to be clearly communicated to the people that are impacted by those boundaries. Number 4 is to look for synergy between roles. So ask yourself, how can my career growth also support my personal values? For example, pursuing a leadership role might give you the financial freedom to prioritize family experiences. Or it might take so much of your time that you don't have time for family experiences. Either way, make sure that you are in a role or are pursuing a role that can support your personal life and not be in competition with it. And number 5, which I think is the most important, is regular reflection. Check in at least weekly. Where did I feel aligned this week? Where did I drift? Small course corrections will keep life integrated. The more often you do this, the more in tune you will be with yourself, with how you feel, and with what is happening to you. And it will allow you to adjust before you get too far off track. Before we keep going, you know that this is always about mindset. So here's a few mindset shifts that can help you to make this sustainable. So try to go from balance means doing it all to integration means choosing what matters. From I have to be different people in different roles to I'm the same whole person everywhere. From saying no is selfish to saying no is how I protect my yes. So take a moment and reflect. What are the top 3 values that are guiding your life right now? And where do you feel the most integrated? And where do you feel the most divided? Write it down. Let this be your first step towards designing a more aligned life. I'd love to know what your values are currently. So please send me a DM at EmpowerElle. And if you're ready to go deeper, the Clarity Compass is a free resource that I created to help you identify your values and use them to design goals that actually feel energizing and not exhausting. Here's the takeaway for today. Building an integrated life is not about doing it all. It's about living in alignment with what matters most to you. When your goals and your values connect, life feels less like a constant juggle and more like a powerful and peaceful rhythm. So I will tell you once again to keep choosing yourself, your vision, and your values. That is real power. I hope you have an amazing day, and I will see you in the next episode. Thank you for tuning into the EmpowerElle podcast. I hope today's episode inspired you and gave you practical insights to help you navigate your journey as an ambitious, high-achieving woman. Remember, every step you take towards building your confidence and embracing your full potential is a step closer to creating the life you truly desire. If you enjoyed this episode, please take a moment to subscribe, rate, and review the podcast on your favorite platform. Your support helps us reach more women who are ready to step into their power and live their best lives. Don't forget to join our community on social media for more resources, tips, and inspiration. Until next time, lead with power and live with wellness. You are unstoppable.